Hello and welcome everybody to the 5 November 2025 edition of Dark Age of Camelot State of the Game. I'm your host Prondr. Thanks for tuning in. A couple of days late this week. My mom was in from out of town visiting, and so I took her and the kids and the wife, and we went out to Universal Studios and Disneyland and did all the silly fun stuff that comes with visiting that neck of the woods. So a couple of days late, and no special guest tonight because of that, but probably be a little bit shorter, but we're still going to roll through and check in on things, give you my perspective on some stuff, and see what happened in the last week in the world of DAoC. So this week, Halloween's behind us, and the dust is settling from the Breach event. Those have wrapped up, and then we're going to go over my commentary segment, which I, at the suggestion of some folks, renamed Prondr this. Then I have a special Prondr this segment called Dear Broadsword, which is basically going to be kind of like an open letter from me based on what I've seen over doing this podcast specifically, and some of the data I've collected, and my own experience in playing the game over the last 20-something years, and also trying to think about the game that we all love, but also from a sense of the fact that Broadsword is a business and they do have to actually worry about those kinds of things. And then we'll go over the stats from this last week, and then we'll hit this week's community spotlight. So without further ado, event updates. The Breach event has closed. The Dark Crystals are still out there, but now they have moved over to Folly Lake and Hadrian's Wall. The Halloween event has ended. However, they said the Mournful King dungeon is going to be extended until the next event starts, but they didn't really say how long that's actually going to be. I'm kind of personally happy about that because, like I said, I was in California for a few days and not at home, so I missed the farming that went on a lot last week. And then the magic head orbs are still dropped from the player kills in those specific zones. And then the enemy heads from player kills and the trophy hunting quests remain according to the notes as well. So they keep the chest and the trick-or-treat potion drops are gone, but there's still definitely some things to get out there and get after. Moving on to my Prondr this segment. So I wanted to kind of gauge the community mood in the month of October, and I thought a good way to do that might be to go in and actually review what everyone is talking about in Discord, specifically DAoC Discord's general chat. So I didn't look at any of the sub-channels, like I didn't look at Advice, I didn't look at Solo, I didn't look at Gaheris, I didn't look at AV8 or any of the specialized channels. I specifically focused on what is in general chat. And when I did the analysis on the 29th of October, that was about 20,113 messages that were analyzed. And it's a kind of a snapshot of the pulse of the tone of the game right now. And we'll get into what that looked like in the next few slides. And I'll also tell you what I did to come up with the numbers. So what you're seeing here are the top 10 conversation topics across the official DAoC Discord's general chat channel through October 29th of 2025. First, notice that event and rewards dominated the conversation. Players love have something to do, but they're clearly fatigued by recycled content. Phrases like "same damn rewards" come up dozens of times. Halloween event again, but same damn rewards. At least there's something to do for a change. Anyone else not getting drops from the Mournful King? Those were some of the verbatim quotes that appeared in that segment of messages. Next is the PvE versus RVR direction. That was 13.9% of the messages. Easily one of the most emotionally charged discussions. Traditional RVR players feel like their playstyle has been sidelined, while others say that PvE events at least give them a reason to log in. Comments saying things like, "This isn't Dark Age of PvE, Jesus. Let me earn RPs in RVR, not by killing pumpkins." Somebody else said, "I actually like the PvE events, at least there's action somewhere." And up third is population and activity with 12.8% of the messages. It's consistently the third largest group. We saw the phase Ghost Town more than 50 times last month. It's a reflection of low concurrency, not disinterest. Players want a busier world. Some of the direct comments were, "It's a ghost town after EU Prime. NA nights are brutal, nobody around. Still love this game, just wish there were more people." Number 4 is community and moderation, which was about 9.5% of the messages. Some people feel over-moderated, others are calling for more civility. It's kind of a split between structure and freedom. Both sides believe they're protecting the spirit of DAoC. Some of the direct quotes are, "Mods muted me for nothing, LAMAO. Somebody else said, "They're just trying to keep it civil, chill." And then somebody else said, "General chat used to be fun before all the drama." And that was about 9.5% of the messages in general chat for the month of October. Up next, we have economy, housing, and prices, which were about 8.3% of messages. Complaints are mostly neutral, just everyday frustrations such as laggy searches, inflation, missing merchants. Those posts don't really carry the same anger, but they read kind of more like bug reports almost, with comments like, "Plant inflation is wild lately. Housing search still broken after 3 months. Merchants are empty again. What's going on?" Up next is class balance and nerfs. That was 7.7% of the messages. Class balance is just as volatile as it ever has been from a discussion standpoint. The tone in this topic seems to mostly be sarcastic, not hateful, and players still seem to deeply care about fairness. Some of the comments being, "Bone Dancer life tap is still broken, fix it." Somebody else said, "Finally, a good patch for Reavers, took long enough." Seventh category is going to be nostalgia and memories, which was about 6.9, so to speak, percent of the messages for the month of October. Nostalgia is a bright spot. It's one of the few categories with overwhelmingly positive tone. Mentions of Darkness Falls raids, Shrouded Isles days, and classic keep fights remind us what still connects people to this game all these years later. Some comments include, "Man, DF raids in 2003 were peak DAoC. Nothing beats old school keep nights, and still chasing that feeling from the SI days." The 8th category was developer trust / transparency, which was 6.2% of total messages. Developer trust is low, 70+% negative. Players aren't asking for miracles, they're asking for communication. The silence itself has become part of the problem. Some of the comments being, "Still no roadmap, same silence." would kill for an actual dev AMA again, and just talk to us like adults. That's all we want. And then the 9th topic for October in the top 10 was bugs and technical issues, with 5.1% of the messages. Technical issues, login issues, lag, crashes, they're universally negative, but interestingly cooperative. People tend to troubleshoot together more than they just rage, with comments such as lag spikes every night since patch, crashing in Cotswold, anyone else. And then the 10th category rounding out the top 10 was new/returning players, which was 4% of messages for the month of October. And that category brings some warmth to it. Some of the most positive messages in the data set for the month of October. When someone says just came back after 15 years, pretty much the whole chat rallies around them. With comments such as literally just came back after 15 years, feels weird but good. Any guilds still recruiting? And new here, how the hell do I level fast? So if you step back, this isn't really a toxic community. It's a passionate one, I think, that feels bruised but still deeply invested. The negativity tends to be concentrated in general chat and a few chronic problem areas, trust, bugs, and balance. But the heart of the game is still in the nostalgia and the welcome back moments from a general chat perspective. Up next, so I figured we would take a look at the tone of the messages, and I broke that down into neutral, negative, and positive. And this is where tone kind of tells the actual story. So neutral was 43% of the data set for the month of October. Score range of slightly negative to slightly positive, with typical phrases being pop slow tonight, just farming seals, be right back rebooting. It's informational, factional, or emotionless. Player isn't expressing a feeling, just reporting or asking. And then the second category is negative, which was about 37% of the comments in general chat, with a scoring range frustrated, dismissive, and sarcastic, with phrases such as this patch broke more than it fixed, game's dead, no point in playing anymore. And I'm taking that to mean that people are expressing disappointment, fatigue, or criticism. It doesn't mean toxic, and sometimes it's actually constructive frustration. Then the third category, with 20% of the topics in general chat being positive, scoring in the supportive, funny, and encouraging range. Typical phrases such as love this event, thanks for the help, old DAoC still hits different. And I'm taking that to mean that it's showing enthusiasm, gratitude, humor, or community pride. So when we you take a look at things like trust, bugs, class balance, it's raw frustration. It's people who care enough to actually stay angry, but not necessarily be horribly disruptive in general chat. The greens, nostalgia and returning players, that's kind of what keeps the lights on. Even when half the chat's venting, the other half is still telling stories about why they came back. The community is kind of expressing a mixture of fatigue and hope. Most negative discussion tends to center around developer communication, event fatigue, and reward fairness. Negative tone tends to peak after reward or event announcements, while positivity clusters around nostalgia and community-driven content. Toxicity remains low overall, but tone drift shows growing sarcasm and frustration tied to trust erosion rather than outright hostility. And the way that these scores were determined, I used a 3-step logic gate designed specifically for the DAoC community text. Number one was keyword and tone analysis. I weighted a dictionary of emotion words and game-specific slang, such as nerf, broken, dead, awesome, GG, and also accounted for sarcasm indicators such as LOL, LMAO, or sure, great patch that can kind of flip your polarity, and then also detected cap sensitivity such as fix this now, and also negative emoji weighting such as a sad face or a ghost face, etc. The second pass was context normalization, filtering system style or bot messages as neutral, detects repetition, dead game times 5, counts once for tone consistency, normalizes gaming terms that could otherwise skew sentiment, for example, kill, enemy, or dying in combat talk, especially in RVR. It doesn't trigger a negative sentiment unless paired also with complaint words. And number 3 is kind of a validation pass. A sample of messages was manually reviewed to verify thresholds that matched human intuition, and then we adjusted cutoff so that negative 0.3% and positive 0.3% represent true neutral, such as grumbling without venom or praise without joy. And again, in summary, neutral was 43%, negative was 37%, and positive was 20% of the signal range. And when I say 37% negative, that doesn't mean people are toxic. It just means that 37% of the posts show frustration, sarcasm, or disappointment. It's passion that's unchanneled, and that 20% of the positive are the ones keeping that passion alive with humor and or encouragement. So if we take a look at the weighting of the top 10 topics that we covered, number one, the most negative topics were developer trust, bugs, class balance, and population discussions. They were overwhelmingly negative, all above a 60% frustration tone. These threads contain words such as broken, still, again, and nothing fixed. The most positive topics were new and returning players and nostalgia. They were heavily positive, between 60 to 68%. And these are the emotional anchors that are keeping the community hopeful. The most polarizing were events and rewards. They were nearly evenly split between players venting, such as same rewards again, and enjoying activity. Finally, something to do. So when people say that DAoC chat is negative, that's not really the full story. The anger lives in the trust and the bug conversations, but nostalgia and returning player threads are almost entirely positive for the month of October 2025. The same voices that complain the loudest also post the most when something goes right. The data tells a human story. The players aren't angry, they're tired of not being heard. Their negativity isn't rooted in hate, it's in hope deferred. And when the game rewards their loyalty with randomness, people lose faith. But if you look closer, the nostalgia threads and the community run events consistently pull sentiment back up. The love for DAoC hasn't died, it's just buried under fatigue. Our fix isn't another patch or another drop or another event. It's presence, it's communication, it's predictability. That's how we rebuild trust. Negative sentiment peaks coincide with Friday patch announcements and reward discussions. And I'm not saying that it's directed towards whoever is posting the patch. It's the content of whatever that discussion may have been. Weekends show higher engagement, but also more criticism. There's more people online, also therefore more eyes. And the nostalgia cluster really generates the highest positivity. It's the perfect leverage for storytelling and for seasonal events. And then for the purposes of the podcast, I'm going to go through and read the individual segments as well. So we had the 10 categories, the first one being events and rewards, 17.6% of messages. The content of those messages, 42% of them were negative, 37% were neutral, and 21% were positive. Second category is PvE versus the RVR direction for gaining realm points. That was 13.9% of messages. 58% of the content of the PvE versus RVR realm point direction was negative. 29% of it was neutral. 13% of it was positive. The third category was population and activity, was 12.8% of the messages in October 2025, with 61% being negative, 28% being neutral, and 11% of those messages being positive. The fourth category being community and moderation, which was 9.5% of the messages. 39% of them were negative, 44% of them were neutral, and 17% were positive. Fifth category was economy, housing, and prices, which was 8.3% of all messages in October. 46% of them were negative, 42% were neutral, and 12% were positive. Sixth category was class balance / nurse, which was about 7.7% of messages for October. 63% of those messages were negative, 26% of them were neutral, and 11% were positive. The seventh category was nostalgia and memories, which was 6.9% of the messages in the month of October. 5% of those were negative, 27% were neutral, and 68% were positive. Up next was developer trust and transparency, which was 6.2% of messages. 71% of those were negative, 21% were neutral, and only 8% were positive. Ninth category, bugs, technical issues, 5.1% of messages in October, 74% negative, 20% neutral, and 6% positive. Thanks for the follow, Falcon. You set my disco lights off, man. And welcome to the stream. And then the last category being new and returning players, that was 4% of messages. 9% of those were negative, 31% were neutral, and 60% of those messages were positive. So then we move on into a toxicity report for the month of October 2025 of the official DAoC Discord's general chat channel. So of the 20,113 analyzed messages, 7.8% of them contained some form of toxic language, ranging from mild mockery to direct hostility. This rate is actually still slightly below the average for long-lived MMO Discord communities, which is typically 8 to 10%. And that benchmark reference came from Unity Technologies' 2023 Toxicity in Multiplayer Games report, as well as Deloitte's Combating Toxicity in Multiplayer Gameplay report in 2024, and Al Afnin's Language-Powered Social Dynamics in Online Gaming 2025 report. Overall, the severity of the toxicity, there's mild, moderate, and severe. 5.2% of the messages posted in October fit the mild category, with that definition being sarcasm, passive aggressiveness, dismissive language such as LOL, imagine playing that class, game's dead, cope, things like that. Moderate toxicity was only 2.1% of messages in October 2025. Definition of a moderate toxicity were things like insults, direct blame, profanity directed at players or devs, such as "you're clueless," "devs don't play their own damn game," things like that. And then severe toxicity was 0.5% of messages in October 2025, and things like that were personal attacks, discrimination, or calls for others to quit, such as "you're the reason this server sucks." So if we talk about the tone, out of just over 20,000 messages in October that were analyzed, only about 7.8% of them were some kind of toxic, from mild sarcasm to outright hostility. It might sound like a lot, but it is still actually below that average that we talked about. Most online games hover between 8 to 10%. of toxicity in their Discord channels. So DAoC, for our official Discord general chat channel, sitting slightly on the better side of that curve. Kind of break it down like this. Most of what we're seeing is mild. Roughly 5% of all chat are those kind of eye roll moments. Things like game's dead, imagine playing that class. That's fatigue and sarcasm. It's not outright hate. And then that next layer, just over 2% of moderate toxicity. That's when the frustration turns into direct blame or profanity directed at someone. Messages like devs don't play their own damn game, you're clueless. It's still emotional, but still also attached to the game. And then we hit that severe category of just 0.5%. And those are the rare cases that cross into the line of personal attacks, discrimination, telling people to quit. Those are isolated comments, they're not systemic. And so when people describe the DAoC Discord as toxic, this kind of shows the reality. It's passionate, not poisonous. And the sarcasm is masking burnout, not malice. And compared to other MMOs, it's a remarkable place to be for a community that's 24 years old. And remember, toxicity doesn't always mean hate. It often means hope with teeth. The players are frustrated because they still care. You only get straight up silence when they've stopped caring. So 7.8% of the messages contain some form of toxicity. A little mockery here, a flame there, but overall that's below average for a game of this age. It's also an MMO. And the takeaway for me isn't really to celebrate perfection, it's that our community self-regulates better than most. And when we disagree, it sounds like people who care. And that's a strength we can't really patch into a game. It comes from us in the community. And something else I wanted to highlight on this data. Yes, I'm a mod in official DAoC Discord. No, I did not do anything that anybody can't do. I did not pull any special strings. All I literally did was copy and paste out everything that was available in general chat for the month of October from 1 October at midnight all the way until the 29th when I pulled the data. So this wasn't some like inside peek. This is a data set that anyone that joins the official DAoC Discord can pull and do the same type of analysis on. Not pulling any punches here. I'm not trying to white knight here. I'm trying to be as transparent as I know how to be. So we just talked a lot about toxicity, but the data also says it's not as bad as it feels. And most of what shows up, it's sarcasm, not harassment, and the real danger isn't straight up hate. I think it's exhaustion. And the same ones who vent a lot of frustration are also the ones posting guides and helping new folks an hour later. If we can channel that energy into collaboration instead of confrontation, this community could rebuild itself faster than any patch ever could. Almost half of the toxic threads never needed a mod. The players themselves de-escalated. Only 3% required intervention. That's massive, and that intervention is things like myself or Carol or whatever commenting in chat. It's not even that, oh, we had to go take mod action. That's not what I'm referring to. The community tends to police itself for the most part. It also shows maturity for a 24-year-old community centered around an MMO. And the common antidote to the drama seems to be nostalgia. So whenever we talk about the old days or old frontiers or old memories, the tone resets. And so maybe the fix isn't always new loot. Maybe it's remembering why we logged in together in the first place and trying to bring some of that back. From a recovery and positive signs perspective, self-regulation is huge. Another player in Discord calming things down because they care too. being able to reset that tone after something came up that was considered toxic kind of helps function as a social buffer as well. So from this, if you've been listening for the last couple of episodes, I've kind of taken a look at where the game is now, where we're at from a population perspective, how things have been received over the last 12 months worth of events and all of those kinds of things, what the actual population has been. I even covered some analysis on the chat from the producer Eldarian, who popped in earlier in October, and that was captured in these data sets as well. And so that takes me into a special segment of Prondr this called Dear Broadsword. And I'm calling this From Data to Design, where the analysis ends and where accountability begins. And so this is my open letter to Broadsword about the game that we all love, and I'm kind of correlating the sentiment that I feel is being presented from the community and putting my own thoughts with it. So this is by no means what I am expecting Broadsword to do, but this is where my passion drives my consensus of thought, and I wanted to put this out there, see what other people think about it, but also be able to speak more than just in a Discord chat where Eldarian shows up and answers a few things and whatever. So this is my analysis of what the community is asking for, combined with my understanding of the fact that Broadsword is an actual company. They have rules and regulations they have to abide by. They have to worry about profit margin and things like that, in addition to running the game that we all love. So where my thoughts are going, this has to be the bridge between what players see and what developers intend. I've talked for over a month now of just about data, about population, about community sentiment, about realm point flow, but that analysis doesn't mean anything without accountability. And to me, 2026 for DAoC has to be the year of trust restoration. And I'm not asking for a miracle here. I'm asking for visible priorities, consistent messaging, and a real roadmap. When you say that you're going to do something and you actually deliver it, trust follows automatically. And I've measured the sentiment of the community, I've mapped the frustration, and now it's time to help turn that insight into action. 2026 cannot be just another patch cycle. It has to be a design reset built on what the community is actually saying. And I don't mean the handful of people that are still playing the game. I mean the ones that are actually passionate enough to talk about it. The data shows us where things broke down, such as communication. And I don't mean communication from Carol, I mean communication from Broadsword writ large on the direction that the live Dark Age of Camelot game is heading. Reward fatigue, population decay, but it also shows us where hope still lives. Nostalgia, returning players, shared memories, things like that. There is still a lot of hope and positive thought around there. And the fix isn't a new event or a double realm point weekend or another Lilith drop. It's a design philosophy that rebuilds trust through transparency, balance, and consistency. Those are the key topics that the community has been asking for, and still hammered it home again, even after the producer joined us in October in Discord after a few months of being away. And we see now what the data just from October tells us. 20,000 messages, 37% of those are negative. 7.8% of them are toxic, but overwhelmingly human. Players are not giving up on the game, they're asking to be heard. And that's why from data to design matters. It's not about more loot. It's not about higher drop rates. It's about rebuilding that emotional architecture of Dark Age of Camelot and giving people a reason to believe again. When we looked at toxicity, most of it wasn't hatred, it was fatigue. People saying, I love this game, I just wish it felt alive again. That's not a flame, that's a flare. And so 2026 can't just be a year of silence and patches. It has to be a year of trust. It's got to be transparency with clear roadmaps and visible priorities, balance. Design has to be done with clarity and fairness. Consistency, the events, communication, and expectations that players can depend on. And this is more than just, oh, an event ended, here's another one. We need to actually be treated more like paying customers and less like people that are still going to be here in 6 months when the end of Q1 shows up and maybe we get a patch. In other words, the data told us what's broke. Design is how we fix it. So to make 2026 about restoring belief and rebuilding trust, here's the heart of it. We can't fix DAoC by printing more rewards. Realm Rank should tell a story of effort, not shortcuts. When realm points mean something again, people will stop logging out right after the fight and they'll start logging in for a fight. That's how we rebuild a living world, one earned realm point at a time. It can't just be about the numbers. We have to restore that belief and rebuild that trust amongst each other in the community and in the game. This game was built on belief. Belief that your character mattered, that your guildmates had your back, and that the next wave of defense might turn the tide. That belief eroded when communication broke down and systems started feeling arbitrary, and then rank was just given away. 2026 has to be the year that DAoC stops saying, here's a bonus, and starts saying, here's why you can believe in us again. Players don't want blind optimism, they want transparency, and they are demanding consistency. They want to feel that the people behind the curtain understand what it means to fight for something that lasts. And rebuilding that belief is not about hype, it's about honesty. It has to be around fair progression. Rank should be a story of effort, not entitlement. One of the things that used to make DAoC timeless was that every rank told a story. You could see someone's realm rank and know that player fought for it. Over time, rank became inflated, accelerated, and disconnected from effort. And when prestige becomes a participation trophy, players disengage. We need to slow that climb down just enough for rank to actually feel earned again, and to let people take pride in the journey, not just the reward. Cosmetics, titles, banners, and recognition can all celebrate longevity without cheapening the grind. And when the latter is fair, players are more willing to climb it, not because of the bonus at the top, but because every rung actually means something. And that leads us to a road of restoration. It's got to be about trust before tokens and meaning before math. That's the hard part, the heart of the message. Trust before tokens means we stop trying to buy loyalty with giveaways and start earning it through integrity. Meaning before math means that we stop trying to optimize for numbers and start designing for purpose. Players log in when they feel valued, not bribed. They defend keeps when defense matters, not when the reward spreadsheet says so. They stay because they believe their time is respected. And restoring DAoC, to me, isn't about making the game easier. It's about making it believable again. And when the day comes that realm points actually mean something again, DAoC will too. That wraps up my Dear Broadsword segment. I've got some future topics for Prondr this that may potentially come out over the next couple of weeks. The first one being Consolidating Action, a player-led solution. Pretty much everybody knows New Frontiers is just way too big for the 3% of the population that we have compared to when it was designed. My solution to that, because we can't wait for a patch for, I think Broadsword said that there is going to be a patch in Q1 of next year. We can't wait for that to play and have fun. So what can we do as players? And so I'm going to be exploring that theory. And you can quote me on this. We as players, we can't make the map smaller, but we can make the action bigger. And I'm going to go over some of my own ideas of what that might look like. I'd also encourage feedback from other people on what that might look like as well. I'm also going to be looking at doing a returning players guide update, because what's out there right now is woefully out of date. And definitely needs some attention before we get too many more people come beating down the door of, all right, I'm 50, I've got my artifacts, I'm ML10, I'm CL15, now what? We need an answer to that that's not go read a Discord thread from 7 years ago. So I'll be looking at what that might look like. And then what do I need to be ready for RVR on Ywain was another topic that came up. It kind of feeds into that new/returning players guide update, but there's got to be some way that we can kind of checklist style, if you will. What do you need to do in today's game if you're actually interested in logging into Ywain and doing something? We need to be able to succinctly point people in the right direction there. And up next, we have the review of population based on the data exposed through the Broadsword API as collected by Exedio. That's updated every Sunday night. This data, even though this is a Wednesday night stream, was collected and through Sunday, November 3rd, 2025. These numbers were gathered while both the Breach and Halloween events were still running, by the way, not after. All that stuff was still live on Sunday when this reset. Albion had 586 characters, which is a negative 12.1% decline from the population of last week. Hibernia had 425 characters, which was a negative 23% decline compared to the previous week. Midgard had 404 characters, which was a negative 21.4% decline versus last week, with a total of 1,415 characters that played at level 50, with a negative 18.4% population week over week. Again, there's no way for us to track people in this game, only characters. There's not an exposed mechanism even for us to track straight up accounts. It's only individual characters, so that's what all of these percentages and maths are around. Instead of a rebound or sustained engagement during these events, we actually saw participation fall even during the peak of the Halloween event cycle. I had a 18% decline overall. I'm guessing that means fatigue set in early. I don't know if players felt too spread thin or if they were just all staying on a handful of tunes to do the event or what, but it's not a normal cooldown dip. This was mid-event burnout, and the same thing happened during the 2024 Halloween run. Big first week turnout, then a 2-week slide as players hit reward ceilings. The bright spot being that realm ratios remained balanced-ish. Alb's always a little heavier. Definitely some front-loaded participation. Maybe people got what they wanted quick and then went back to idle. Maybe people were busy with their kids and stuff because it's Halloween. I'm not really sure, but had overall that 18% negative hit. Didn't feel good. So up next we have Ywain's top 10 RPs of all time. The names have not changed since last week, but the RPs have increased. Coming in at number 1 is Zonia with 857 million RPs on their Hunter. Number 2 is Baby with 733 million RPs on their Friar. Number 3 is Imwin with 526 million RPs on their Healer. Number 4 is Woo-Woo-Shu with 521 million RPs on their Scout. Number 5 is FYI Radar's Kills at 509 million RPs on their Ranger. Number 6 is Herorius with 493 million RPs on their Hero. Number 7 is Raven Throne at 406 million RPs on their Thane. Number 8 is Talos Frosty with 384 million RPs on their Hunter. Number 9 is Homelander with 370 million RPs on their Hero. And number 10 is Gelgad with 361 million RPs on their Rune Master. Again, these are all realm rank 14 characters. Some stealth or dominance here. First, 4th, 5th, and 8th place are all stealthers. Total cumulative RPs among this top 10 is 4.6 billion realm points, representing roughly 5 to 6% of all Ywain realm points ever recorded. Up next, we have the top 10 realm points earned from last week on Ywain. One gift came out swinging in first place, over 13 million realm points in a week on a minstrel at realm rank 11 L9. Number 2 was Certex with just over 10 million realm points on a realm rank 12L5 Berserker. Number 3 was Woois with 6 million realm points on a realm rank 13L3 Sorcerer. Number 4 was Broya with 5.6 million realm points last week on a realm rank 10L3 Spirit Master. Number 5 was Diril with 4.4 million realm points last week on a realm rank 10L5 Hunter. Number 6 was Lithius with 4.2 million RPs on a realm rank 13L5 Reaver. Number 7 was Milgaro Swarmer with 3.8 million realm points on a realm rank 12LO Scald. Number 8 is Borashi with 3.5 million realm points on a realm rank 11L2 Wizard. Number 9 is Shoza with 2.9 million realm points earned on a realm rank 8L1 Mercenary. And closing it out with number 10 is Varley with 2.8 million realm points on a realm rank 8L6 Minstrel. And again, if I screw up your name, tell me how to pronounce it. I'll be happy to do better next time. Up next, we have the top 10 kills for grouped players on Ywain from last week. Interesting on this, the number 1 tune is realm rank 1L5, earned 0 realm points, but earned 207 kills on a realm rank 1L5 Minstrel. Is level 25 when I checked the stats yesterday, so I'm guessing this was /RP off in Thidranki or something. Everybody else was level 50. I thought it was kind of funny that they twink, if you will, topped the kills list. Number 2 was Aluka with 141 kills, 2 million realm points last week on a realm rank 11 L5 Nightshade. Number 3 was Kriemhild with 134 kills last week with 1.1 million realm points earned on a realm rank 12L1 Paladin. Number 4 was Tikabard with 131 kills last week with 1.5 million realm points earned on a realm rank 13L9 Bard. Number 5 was Frax with 124 kills with 1.2 million realm points earned on a realm rank 7L1 Infiltrator. Number 6 was Galleon with 123 kills, 1.188062 realm points earned on a realm rank 13L4 Eldritch. Tied with 123 kills at number 7 was Chanty, or Chantai, or Shanti, I don't know. 1,162,177 realm points on a realm rank 12L8 Enchanter. Number 8 was Namelizard on 128 kills, 1.2 million realm points earned last week on a realm rank 12L2 Paladin. Tied with 121 kills at number 9 was Kadiri Isso with 581,000 realm points earned last week on a realm rank 13LO Eldritch. And number 10, wrapping it up, is Mortel RR with 120 kills last week, 1.2 million realm points earned on a realm rank 7L7 Nightshade. Up next, we have Ywain's top 10 Deathblows of last week. Coming in at number 1, we have Aluka with 129 Deathblows, earning almost 2.1 million realm points last week on a realm rank 11 L5 Nightshade. Number 2 is Nameless SR with 118 Deathblows with 1.2 million realm points earned last week on a realm rank 12 L2 Paladin. Number 3 is Laith with 105 Deathblows, 1.3 million realm points earned on a realm rank 11 L1 Hero. Number 4 was Kinios with 105 Deathblows with 2.5 million RPs on a realm rank 13 L5 Animist. I believe they also earned, what was it? Lone Enforcer, maybe? Number 5 was Vicomtessa with 104 Deathblows, 881,000 realm points on a realm rank 12L3 Infiltrator. Number 6 was Frax with 99 Deathblows with 1.2 million RPs on a realm rank 7L1 Infiltrator. Number 7 being Ugly with 90 Deathblows, 1.9 million realm points earned on a realm rank 14LO Enchanter. Number 8 being Axel Pal with 87 Deathblows, 852,000 realm points earned on a realm rank 1201 Paladin. Number 9 Eviscerate with 83 Deathblows, 1.2 million realm points earned with a realm rank 1204 Nightshade. And number 10 wrapping it up with Mortel RR at 82 Deathblows, 1.2 million RPs earned on a realm rank 7L7 Nightshade. 2 Pallies in the top 10. Aluka led both kills and Deathblows. Nightshades and Infiltrators are 40% of the board right now. Stealth is just extremely popular right now. And then up next we have top 10 solo kills on Ywain. So this is people that are not grouped at all. Coming in at number 1, we had Aluka with 101 solo kills last week. 2 million realm points earned on a realm rank 1105 Nightshade. Number 2 is Kinios with 97 solos with 2.5 million realm points earned on a realm rank 13 L5 Animist. Number 3 is Nameless SR with 95 solo kills, 1.2 million realm points earned on a realm rank 12 L2 Paladin. Number 4 was Axel Pal with 80 solo kills, 852,000 realm points earned on a realm rank 12 L1 Paladin. Number 5 is Frax with 78 solo kills, 1.2 million realm points earned on a realm rank 7L1 infiltrator. Number 6 was Vicomtessa with 77 solo kills, earning 881,000 realm points on a realm rank 12L3 infiltrator. Number 7 was Laith with 73 solo kills, 1.3 million realm points earned on a realm rank 11L1 hero. Number 8 was Mortel RR with 63 solo kills, 1.2 million RPs on a realm rank 7L7 Nightshade. Number 9 being Slitchunet with 58 solo kills, 1.8 million realm points earned on a realm rank 10L6 Scout. And number 10 wrapping it up with Jola with 57 solo kills, 1.1 million RPs earned on a realm rank 12L8 Shadowblade. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 10 are stealthers. And yeah, Kenios earned the Lone Assassin title recently, I believe. Stealth meta is just absolutely nuts. Definitely smaller fights. Interesting seeing that Animus up there at number 2, but pretty cool at the same time. Up next we have Ywain's top 10 deaths. We got number 1 coming in is Iluka, leading with 129 deaths. Also the same player who topped kills, Deathblows, and solo kills. They've basically been living in the frontiers right now. If they're in a fight, they're in it. Had 129 deaths on their realm rank 11L5 Nightshade. Number 2 being Nameless SR. 118 deaths on a realm rank 12L2 Paladin. Number 3 is Laith with 105 deaths on a realm rank 11L1 Hero. Number 4 is Kenios with 105 deaths as well on a realm rank 13L5 Animist. Number 5 is Vicomtessa with 104 deaths on a realm rank 12L3 Infiltrator. Number 6 is Frax with 99 deaths on a realm rank 7L1 Infiltrator. Number 7 is Ugly with 90 deaths on a realm rank 14LO Enchanter. Number 8 is Axel Pal with 87 deaths on a realm rank 12L1 Paladin. Number 9 is Eviscerate with 83 deaths on a realm rank 12L4 Nightshade. Wrapping it up at number 10 is Mortel RR with 82 deaths on a realm rank 7L7 Nightshade. Again, lots of stealthers. Up next is Ywain's top 10 guilds of all time. This list has not changed since last week. There have been some more realm points earned, but the names are still the same. Sitting on top is Legend with 7.2 billion realm points, still the highest in all of Ywain's history. In second place is Uther de Valds with 6.7 billion RPs. And then you've got 4 Midgard guilds in a row. Number 3 is Ace of Triar. Number 4 is Barons of Brutality. Number 5 is Legendary Angels. And number 6 is Chaotic Incarnation. They've collectively earned over 12 billion realm points. Further down the list, we've got number 7 is Fellowship of Albion. Number 8 is Shadow Brothers. Number 9 is Last Line. And number 10, wrapping it up, is Upon a Pale Horse. Up next, we have Ywain's top 10 guilds of last week for most realm points earned. You see who's actually carrying Ywain in the last week. Once again, Legend is still at the top. They are the most consistent weekly realm point earners as a guild. 16.4 million realm points alone this week at the tail end of the Halloween event. So even though they're farming for the event, they're still RVRing as well. Number 2 was Air with 13 million realm points this last week, also in Albion. Number 3 is Zentarum with 10.4 million realm points this week from Midgard. Number 4 is True Blades with 9.7 million realm points this week on Albion. Number 5 is Huther Devals, which is 7.1 million realm points this week from Hibernia. Number 6 is Lachant d'Ariac, 6.6 million realm points from Albion. Number 7 is Huther Albion, 6.3 million realm points from Albion. Number 8 is Dragon Peace with 6.2 million realm points on Albion. Number 9 was Pirates Code with 6.0 million realm points this last week from Hibernia. Wrapping it up at number 10 is Fellowship of Albion with 5.9 million realm points this last week. Legend is still the most dominant force across the board, both all-time and weekly. With that kind of earn, they're going to stay well on top of that all the time for quite some time. Number 22, let's see, Gaheris, top RPs last week. Switching gears over to the PvE/co-op server. It's a completely different type of competition. This week, the top 8 players each earned over 58 million realm points. A lot of seals turned in. Zilly took the top spot at number 1 with 66 million realm points on a realm rank 14 LO Savage. Number 2 was Estroani with 65.9 million realm points on a realm rank 13 L1 Animist. And number 3 was Small Toe with 65 million realm points on a realm rank 13 LO Cabalist. Number 4 was Random Cab with 63 million realm points on a realm rank 13 LO Cabalist. Number 5 was Small Tot with 62 million realm points on a realm rank 13 LO Cabalist. Number 6 was Tootle with 59.4 million realm points, also on a realm rank 13 LO Cabalist. Number 7 was Mr. Cabby with 59.1 million realm points, also on a realm rank 13 LO Cabby. Number 8 is Small Shot with 58 million realm points last week, also on a realm rank 13 LO Cabby. Number 9 was Mr. Cabby with a single A with 43 million realm points last week, also on a realm rank 13 LO Cabby. And wrapping it up at number 10 was Tootle with only one A with 40 million realm points last week, also on a realm rank 13 LO Cabalist. For the max cap realm rank 14s, there's still 43 tunes in that standing on Gaheris. That has not changed from last week. Still the same characters with 2,147,483,647 realm points, which is the maximum obtainable currently in Dark Age of Camelot, because it is the integer 32-bit limit that the database that registers realm points can handle. Those tunes are basically retired from a realm point earning perspective. They can still earn titles and new gear and things like that, but they can not earn more realm points. Currently they are capped. The top 10 realm points of all time of not capped tunes, the list has not changed since last week. So it's number 44 through 53 of the total of tunes on the server. And you've still got Implode sitting at number 44 with just over 1 billion realm points on his Enchanter. And then at 45, you've got Demi War on their Savage. 46 is Swiffy on their Scald. 47 is True David on their Enchanter. 48 is Tonka Wizzy on their Wizard. 49 is Sensation on the Valkyrie. 50 is Truscu on the Healer. 51 is Tonka again on his Enchanter. 52 is Explode on his Spirit Master. And 53, wrapping it up, is Grimtooth on a Warrior. Gaheris, we just added this one this week because I overlooked the idea of reporting on guilds on Gaheris, so I added those. Top guilds of all time on Gaheris. Together, the top 10 have over 195 billion realm points. At the top is Tonka's team with 29.6 billion realm points, the most of any guild in Dark Age of Camelot history. Their mastery of coordination, multi-box discipline, and efficiency in in-game encounters is unmatched. Every major boss, every artifact, every relic event, Taka's team has left its mark. Right behind them, Demigods holds firm in second place with 24.5 billion. Third is Falls on Me with 22.1 billion. Number 4 is Catalyst with 22.1 billion. Number 5 is Fun with 20.1 billion. Number 6 is Danish Huskarls with 18.9 billion. Number 7 is Angels of Death with 18.1 billion. Number 8 is Survivors with 14.7 billion. Number 9 is Juggernaut with 14 billion. And wrapping it up at number 10 is Grace with 10.6 billion realm points. Overall, that's 195 plus billion total realm points among the top 10 guilds there. Where Ywain's legacy is written in RVR battles, Gaheris' legacy is written in dedication. The mastery, optimization, and friendship that never needed an enemy to thrive. These aren't just people that multi-box and don't play with others. These are people that help pretty much anybody that logs into the server. Some of the just nicest people in game, regardless of how they may appear in Discord. It's just a fun group of folks. Top 10 guilds last week on Gaheris. A little bit of a different picture. Danish Huskarls at number 1 with 970 million realm points. That guild has been around forever, and they are still logging in, still farming content, and still they're not just doing random stuff, they're clearing all kinds of things. Awesome to see them there in the game. Number 2 is Drunk and Disorderly with 454 million realm points this last week. They, I think, are a little newer to the server. If otherwise, I just haven't seen them much. But definitely glad to have them around. In third place with 415 million realm points this last week is Here Comes the Sun, meaning Here Comes the Sun. Pretty active EU guild with 415 million realm points this last week. Number 4 being Too Dangerous to Be Good with 96 million. Number 5 was People Who Died at 84 million. Number 6 is Survivors with 66 million. Number 7 is Blackheart Pirates with 18 million. Number 8, Emerald Dragons, also at 18 million. Number 9, Angels of Death with 17 million. And number 10, wrapping it up with Norsk Fabane at 12.7 million realm points this last week. Even 2 decades in, Gaheris Cooperative Core is still grinding, still building, and still topping their charts. Their teamwork and play style, even though it is small and niche, there are still people there that have a lot of fun. And that wraps up the last week of realm rank reporting. Up next, we're going to move on to Community Spotlight, where I highlight things that other people in the game have done. And right now, this week, we're going to be talking about live DAoC Twitch streamers. These are the people that are still actively streaming Dark Age of Camelot. They have all been live on Twitch within the last 60 days. Most of them way more recently than that. I believe almost everybody has been online in the last 2 to 3 weeks. These are the ones that are still keeping the flame burning every single day and night on Twitch. They're the creators of the pulse of DAoC, whether it's small group action, some crafting sessions, solo streams, what I'm doing right now, maybe streaming the Halloween event, whatever. These are the reason that new faces and returning players are finding DAoC right now. This is really, outside of some Facebook posts, I think the best advertisement that the game has. is Twitch streams, and the more we can stream and put it out there, the better off we all are. You'll see everyone from veterans like Volcom and Harmon to people like Clocked, who was recently on State of the Game with me, Sleepy, and some newcomers like Evil just started streaming. And there's variety here. There's EU players, there's NA players, there's stealthers, there's zergers, there's some PB and PvP mixed in, and it's proof that DAoC's heartbeat isn't just in the code or the patch notes. It's the creators and the voices and the live moments that they share together with this community. So if you haven't yet, drop them a follow, tune into their stream, and support the folks who keep live DAoC visible on Twitch. These are not archive channels. If you go follow these people, you will most likely see a stream in the next week from them. We've seen the numbers in the guilds and the grind over who did what, but these are the actual faces of the game that are making it real. Please support them. Share your love of the game with them and help make DAoC shine a little bit brighter on Twitch. We've got Andy over at twitch.tv/AndyXDAoC. We've got Bloodcore over at twitch.tv/TheBloodcore. We've got Claustro PBAOEIA at twitch.tv/CLAUSTROP like Papa, B like boy, AOEIA. We have Dalton over at twitch.tv/Dalton, DALTON98_. We've got Divix over at twitch.tv/DIVOXZY. We've got Evil over at twitch.tv/EVYLDEAD. We've got Expired Angel at twitch.tv/EXSP like Papa, IRED, like November, GEL. We've got Harmon over at twitch.tv/Harmon_GB. We've got Justin over at twitch.tv/JustinXMALI. We've got Clocked over at twitch.tv/KLOCKEDQQ. We've got Linnell over at twitch.tv/LIN like November, ELELOLZ. We've got Nerf This with 4 eyes over at twitch.tv/Nerf THIIIIS. Got Augie over at twitch.tv/OGGY_EU. You've got Prondr, myself, over at twitch.tv/ProndrKnorr, PRONDRKNORR. You've got Sleepy over at twitch.tv/SleepyTunes, spelled SLEEPYTUNES. We've got Stream Stupid over at twitch.tv/STREM like Mary, STOOP like Papa ID. We got Ty at twitch.tv/THAI_gaming. You've got The Sneak at twitch.tv/TheSneak021. You've got Toe Jams over at twitch.tv/ToeJams_DAoC. You got Vicomtessa at twitch.tv/Vicomtessa, VICOMTESSA. You got Volcom over at twitch.tv/Volcom, VULKYM. And then you've got Zerov wrapping it up over at twitch.tv/ZYEROV. If you can, follow every last one of these rascals, support them. They love the game. They love seeing people join their streams. And if you've got any suggestions for my particular stream, feel free to visit http://sotgideas.prondr.com. It's basically state of the game ideas.prondr.com. It'll redirect you to a Google form, and that's going to wrap it up for this week's State of the Game. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, ideas, you think I suck, whatever, go fill out that form. Let me know. Drop in your comments, whether it's population trends you want to see graphed, a guild you want featured, a topic you think deserves attention. This is your show as much as it is mine. Every episode gets better because of community input. And we've got some great topics lined up thanks to player submissions over the past few weeks. Don't be shy. If you want to be a guest on the show, let me know. You can come on just audio. You can come on with video as well. You can also, if you just want to do like a written Q&A, we can do something like that as well. And I'll be back next week with another DAoC State of the Game. Till then, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in the frontiers.